Hello guys and welcome back to the Tank Club. Today I'm going to show you a little guide on how to position Saint Olms well and correctly inside Asylum Sanctorium. And the reason for this is because quite often this boss kind of has a bit of a mind of its own where it will face the entrance, it will turn around. There are certain things you can do to avoid that from happening. So I'm going to go over some quick details on how to position Saint Olms quickly, efficiently, and stop it from using the Dragon Breath on the entrance group, especially in the execute phase. Now, just a quick note here, please ignore the fact that I am a werewolf in this video. I'm currently doing an Immortal Redeemer progression with one of my groups for a bit of fun, and I'm a werewolf main tank. So forget that that's the situation. We're just focusing on the positioning of the fight. So the most important thing is the first jump. Often the boss can turn and face the entrance, and it can be mispositioned at the entrance side by no fault of anybody's. It's just how the boss will land and then force itself slightly over to the side. So the way you avoid this is from not standing anywhere near where the boss is going to land. Where you want to stand is you want to be stood a few steps back from where the boss will land, and you want to get it kind of centralized a little bit if you can. So you take a few steps back from the boss. What happens is you kind of force the boss to look for you. So as long as you've got the boss taunted, when the boss lands on the ground, it'll kind of land just in the correct place. And it does this automatically because if you've outranged the boss by stepping back, it will go into position. So then it'll look like you'll be able to see that it kind of looks to the entrance. It looks to turn, but because you've taken those few steps back, the boss is looking for you because you have aggro, you have taunt, and the boss wants to attack the person that it's taunted to. So it will face you and look for you if you take those steps back. Then you get the heavens, and as you can see, the heavens is in the right place. Now, often, the heavens will spawn a lot closer over to the left side, closer to the entrance. And also the boss can sometimes be turned to the entrance, and that can be a slight problem. So take those few steps back, let the boss do its thing, don't do anything, taunt it, and step back. As soon as the boss lands on the ground, you need to close the gap and get a bit closer because you don't want it to step towards you, because then the kite healer behind you won't have any room. You never want the boss to step closer to you, ever, in this trial, because then the Dragon Breath will go all the way to the wall, and the healer won't have anywhere to go and can become stranded and killed quite easily. If we now skip to the execute jump, so the other two jumps are fairly simple. The boss will kind of just land as long as you stay centralized, take one or two steps back again, and do the same thing. Now when we get to the execute phase jump at 26%, 26 to 25%, as the boss does this jump, now this one's really important because this boss always turns to the entrance on this jump. This is a real bad jump. Once it lands facing the entrance as well, it's guaranteed that it's going to do the Dragon Breath at the entrance. So this one's a bit more difficult to do. You want to do the same thing again though. So the boss jumps across the room, backwards and forwards. Now on the last one, make sure you've got taunt to the boss. Step away from the boss, step back quickly. It can either go into heavens, it can go into fire. As you can see in this video, the boss has turned around, and now I've stepped really far back from it. That's forced it to turn back around. Now, in a lot of situations, this boss will be looking at entrance and do the Dragon Breath on entrance. In this situation, we've avoided that by stepping away from the boss, and that forces the boss to quickly turn around because it is looking for you. And you want to make sure you're always doing that. If you do that, the boss should never look at the entrance. It'll never do the Dragon Breath on entrance. And as you've seen on both the first clip for the first jump and the last jump, those are the two where the boss turns to the entrance. So those two can be controlled, as we've shown here, just by you stepping away from the boss and forcing it to look for you. It's got to be taunted, and you've got to make sure you're not close to it. Okay guys, well I hope this video has helped you out with the positioning. I know a lot of people have problems with this and ask quite a few questions about how can you deal with this situation. Well, that is how you deal with it. So if you've got any questions about this, guys, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.